What's up, guys? Crane here from LogicLounge.com. It's time to do my first impressions in Windows 10. Yes, the operating system that we've all been waiting for is finally here, and we are going to do my first impressions into the operating system. We're going to take a look around, some of my opinions, so on and so forth. But before we get started, I need to get a couple of things out of the way. One, this is being done on the day of release, July 29th, 2015. So if you're watching this video a year or two or even 5 years from now, there might be some subtle changes as Windows makes the operating system better, and they might make some tweaks along the way. Secondly, this is not running on native hardware. This is running in a virtual machine as of right now. I had some issues upgrading my main desktop, and I didn't want to do a clean install, so I just threw it onto a virtual machine, and it is running there. So if you see any sluggishness, that will probably be from the virtual machine rather than my hardware, as if you run this on even one of the lower-end machines, it actually should be running a lot smoother than maybe you see here. But I was generous with the VM resources, so hopefully won't get any stutters or anything like that. So let's move on into the review. This is Windows 10. It looks a lot like Windows 7 and a lot like Windows 8. A lot like Windows 8 because we have our charms, we have everything looks like Windows 8, but it has some subtle changes to it that make it more like Windows 7 is, and that is it has a taskbar. Some of the features in it are more geared toward desktop usage than the tablet usage that was kind of the main focus of Windows 8. So first off and foremost, we have a start menu, and I talked about this when we looked at the beta. And the start menu, I think, is the thing that everybody likes about this because they have their start menu back. In Windows 8.1 and Windows 8, you didn't have a start menu. Now we do. And in here, it's not only just about all of your applications, but it's also about the charms. This is where your charms lives now, is within the start menu. And you can even resize this start menu as well, if I can actually pull the corner. Oh no, I can't pull the corner, but you should be able to, yep, look at that, resize it as big as you want so you can get more charms into here, which is great because some people do like charms. I'm not the hugest fan of them, but they might be good for quick things like maybe your weather app or maybe your email app is nice to have in there. So like I said, this is back to the old days of a start menu where you actually have a start menu. You have all of your apps in one linear list, which is great and fantastic. Not only that, you have the search features here with Cortana's searching feature that not only allows you to search for applications, but settings and even the internet. So if I wanted to go into settings right now, I can search through Cortana and just type in settings, and it'll bring up settings along with any web results and even store pages. So you'll have a wide array there. So let's actually go into settings because that is one of the big things that I like to take a look at is what settings can you change? What's there that can make your life easier or not so easy when you're transitioning to a new operating system? So there's some of the same things here. You can customize your displays with the resolution, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. That's all normal stuff that we're used to. You can customize notifications. This is the big thing. I don't like getting over notified. That's one of the things that I hated about Windows 8 was that I seemed like it was notifying me of just these random things at random times. And so I'm one for just turning it off. Like, who wants to show tips about Windows? I don't need the tips about Windows. I don't need app notifications. That's one of the big things as well. The apps within Windows 8 would always notify me of things that I really didn't need to get notified about, like, hey, come back and play the game, or hey, get this free other game. I don't need that. So you can just turn them off right here. Just get it all and done. You can set up quick actions as well, so you can see like select where icons appear on the notification bar, which is fantastic. It means you can do all of this stuff that you're wanting to do and organizing with everything. So you can also browse through your applications in here, so you can remove applications. This is one of the removal areas. So here's VMware tools because I'm using VMware. That's one of the biggest things right now that I have installed, as this is a brand new install. I literally installed it like an hour ago. Multitasking, fantastic. Virtual desktops, some people are huge fans of virtual desktops. They like to keep their workflows in virtual desktops. I'm actually kind of a huge fan of it. I mostly use it more on my laptop, though. When I have my laptop, I have my mail kind of dedicated in one virtual desktop, so I can quickly switch to it every time I go through anything and need to browse right back to my mail. If you have a tablet, you can easily turn on your tablet mode on and off. So if you don't have a tablet, like I don't here, it's just a desktop, I can turn all of the tablet mode features off and I don't have to see them. Fantastic power, yada yada yada. Storage, which is great. You can like see where your new documents will save to, so you can specify locations, which is fantastic. Offline maps for mapping data. That's, I guess, you have more like a laptop or a tablet or something like that. Default apps is where you kind of select. This is one of those settings too, default apps, that was kind of hidden within Windows 7 and Windows 8, and they kind of put it right up here up front in your face. Back to settings, devices is just kind of straightforward here. There's nothing too radically different about it or anything like that. Network. Now there's a setting in networks I need to tell you about that. Actually, there's two of them in here that I need to tell you about, and I'm not actually really sure where to find them at this current moment, but we'll definitely find. I think they're right here. No, maybe. Anyways, I'll explain what they are. One of them is your network sharing. So Microsoft has introduced a new feature within Windows 10 that will allow them to share your internet and allow people to download parts of updates with your internet. That means that your internet could be used to send an update to somebody. I'm not a huge fan of that, especially for people with metered internet or have, not very fast internet. That could be a huge time waster for them. Yes, it saves a lot of money for Microsoft, but it steals from them their bandwidth and their data, and it's on by default, meaning you have to know where to go in here, and I forgot right now where it is to go in here to make it go away so that it doesn't happen. That's one of the things I was like, ugh, why? The other thing is Wi-Fi sharing. You can actually share your Wi-Fi passwords with your contacts. I'm not a huge fan of that, and it would automatically share it with them, but we'll move on through here. The setup process was pretty easy too. It's normal Windows setup process, going through the checkboxes, much like Windows 8.1. So if you're somebody who was with Windows 8.1 and you went through that setup process, it's going to be the same exact process, almost looks exactly the same when you set it up. Of course, you have your customizable settings here with changing pictures, colors, stuff like that. You have a lot more granular control with everything. You can automatically pick an accent color for the background. Great. Lock screens, fantastic. You can change your lock screen to other pictures that might suit you. Ooh, maybe this aviation picture looks pretty cool. Anyways, you have your app showing detailed statuses. That's something that they're bringing over from Windows 8. Fantastic. You can change your theme settings as well as your start menu settings. So that's kind of the things in there. You have your Microsoft account settings, and this is one of the things that you kind of either have enabled or you don't. And you can either enable it with your Microsoft account to kind of sync your settings in your subscriptions, and it's kind of like Apple in the case of you use your Apple ID, or in this case your Outlook Hotmail ID, to keep your settings and to authenticate you and stuff like that. So you can use that as a primary way, which is great. I mean, because you can share it with families, sync stuff, so when you're installing, it's there. Time language, probably don't need to look at. Privacy and location stuff. This is a section that I would probably throw everybody to look at, is that make sure that you go through this. Like, letting apps use your advertising ID to advertise to you. It's basically like Google Ads, stuff like that. So anybody who's privacy oriented, they probably want to turn that off. So definitely take a look through all these privacy settings, because there's just so many that you should probably turn on and turn off and really have a main look through. Other than that, though, updates. Your Windows Updater, for me, was a little bit buggy. I know there was some updates that I needed to download, and it was stuck at a certain point. Yeah, I think this Windows Defender and like security update. There's already a security update in its first day. What is this? And it just started downloading it and installed the download. Defender, stuff like that. Make sure that's on. You have easier backup. I think within this than you have anywhere else. Windows 10's backup is actually a true backup. You can actually back up to separate drives. That's one thing that I kind of found a little bit shaky when it came to backing up in basically Windows 7 and Windows 8, is that they really didn't have anything there. But I think this is a little bit more pulled out and refined a little bit. Activation stuff, I don't even have this activated yet, so I should probably do that sometime soon. But anyways, that's settings. I know it's not a lot. I know it kind of being boring, but that's kind of the ease of use, the settings that you want to take a look at. As for the user experience, let's go back to the start menu here. You have all of these charms that you can use, drag around, make them how you like. One thing that I was surprised to find was that Solitaire is actually a freemium game. That's right, Microsoft has made Solitaire a freemium game now. You have to pay to remove advertisements. Like, what is this? So I think if you go in here, it will like have you, like it will advertise to you and stuff like that, although it looks kind of broken right now. But we'll get back to the start menu so you can access, have all of your live tiles, stuff like that there. That's great, fantastic. You have your search bar. I'm kind of on the edge if I actually like Cortana and this search bar or if I hate it. I'm not so sure what I think about it yet. I don't think I'm ever going to use the voice searching features. When you do, it uses Microsoft's Edge browser and Bing and is not able to switch from that. So if you open up any links, it'll open up in Microsoft Edge. It won't go to Chrome if you're a primary Chrome user or Firefox. And if you do any searching, it uses Bing only. Rather, if you wanted to use Google or anything like that, it doesn't do it. Through here, though, you have things like contacts, notebooks, stuff like that. So it's kind of like your one-stop shop for like getting quick tasks done. Like I said, you can use it to search for things as well. But if you find it mostly annoying like I do, because I don't think I'm going to use this a lot, you can actually right-click and go into, right-click on the taskbar. There we go. And go to, there we go, Cortana. And you can show the search box, show the Cortana icon, or hidden. So you can have it just as an icon, which reduces it down to just a regular icon, so you gain that space back in your toolbar. Yes, it'll open up when you press it, but it's kind of a little bit more hidden, or you can just go and hide it all like I kind of am going to do, because I don't think I'm going to use Cortana that much. Yes, fantastic feature. Practical uses, maybe. So let's take a look at the Edge browser. That's the replacement to Internet Explorer. This is all meant to be for fast-paced, lightweight browsing. Yes, it does have a lighter footprint on your system. It uses about a half a gig of RAM rather than a full gig and a half of RAM like Chrome does at idle, which is fantastic. Great. It has a lighter footprint. But when you think about it, though, it doesn't have a lot of extensions out there. You're based around this web browser only. And a lot of us use applications, especially me, use apps. We use extensions to expand the use of our browser. I know I use 1Password. I know I use a lot of applications that I find on Chrome that you don't find here. For the, I guess, 98 to 99% of people, the Edge browser probably will be the best thing for you. But if you still want the more interactive experience, if you still want the extensions that you're used to, you're gonna have to get a different browser. Microsoft Edge, great. It's there. You have features. You have sharing features. It's lightweight. You can make live edits, so I can start like drawing around on this page and I can save it and I can highlight things. This is great if you're a student. It means that you can do stuff and have features that you want. You can annotate. Great, you can annotate. This might be good for students. But then again, for me, this is one of those features that I'll rarely use. It's great in theory. Some people might love it because that's what they do on a daily basis. I don't. I'm going to stick with Chrome. Edge, though, like I said, has a lighter footprint, would allow for more faster browsing. It has all the latest things, HTML5. It has all of the latest integrations. Fantastic. But I still think there's a better web browser out there. Microsoft can't do it all. They try, and I think that's where they stretch themselves thin, but they've gotten a lot better in terms of looking at their history than Internet Explorer. Most definitely. So it's fantastic, but not for me. The Explorer is the same as Windows 8. You can browse around all of your files like such. Nothing new there. It's a great experience when you're coming from Windows 7 or Windows 8 or even Windows XP, and you still have almost the same primary feel. It makes it a lot better to upgrade when it feels the same than if it's radically different. That's one of the things that plagued Windows 8, was that it just felt awkward. And to somebody who was not computer savvy, somebody who didn't know how to troubleshoot, that was probably the most awkward thing, was probably going from Windows 7 or Windows XP to Windows 8. They probably was like, what? I don't know how to do anything here. But anyways, let's move on. I tried to pull up the store here, and apparently it stumbled, quote unquote. The store, I have always been very skeptical about, both on Windows 8 and Windows 10 here. It's great for finding apps. It's great for downloading apps. But Microsoft needs to police it. There are a lot of apps out there that try to make themselves look like other apps that are paid and try to con people out of money. I am not the hugest fan of applications, the App Store in general. There are some apps that are great. The Netflix app here, fantastic. Why? Because you can do 1080p high bitrate streaming through Netflix with the Windows 8 app. Fantastic. I like that. The Netflix app is definitely going to be an application that I download. Heck, I'll even download it right now. And you can download it to your account, so if you have credits or whatever like that. So it's downloaded to the account. Fantastic. Minecraft has a Windows 8 or a Windows 10 beta. I don't know why I call it Windows 10. So I can download it. It's a little bit buggy right now, as I've seen, but I was one of the first guys to actually be able to get the Windows 10 edition beta, so I just need to let it download. But there are apps here. But when you use it, I would be skeptical. Skeptical if the application is really from the developer and if it really is going to do what it says. Because there are some applications, even high-rated applications, that are scams. And so I would tell you to take a step back, make sure that you have the right understanding of what app you're downloading. The Dropbox app, if you use Dropbox, great. That's probably an app that you want to download. It's even from Dropbox Incorporated, so you can see who the developer is. But to me, the App Store on Windows 10 is one of the least policed app places. So you can quickly find applications that are trying to scam you. Like there's, I think it's 7Z RAR something, and the server is stumbling again. Thank you, Microsoft. This guy right here. This is just a repackaged unrar system, which you can get for free, which tries to charge you $6. That is not worth it. You have built-in unzipping with Windows 7, and you can get 7-zip for free. This is not 7-zip. 7-zip is free. This is just one of the many applications which has high ratings. Look at this, it has 2,000 ratings, but is not worth it, and you should never, ever, 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 ever download. But it's there. It has high ratings. They're probably making money for nothing. That's one of the things that I wanted to, it's just one of the things that a little irks me. So I'm skeptical about the store. This is one of the kind of black sheep of Windows 10 is the App Store. So I kind of shy away from it. So we're just going to make it go away. Another cool feature here, if I actually open up some things, so I'll open up Chrome, I'll open up, is this task view. It's this button down in the bottom left that looks like boxes, and it brings up everything so you can see an overview of the apps that you have opened. So if you have multiple applications, you can quickly switch into this view and do some quick switching. So you go to Google Chrome. Hey, and go Chrome. Oh wait, where'd my Explorer window go? Oh, look at this. I can go to my Explorer window. You can drag and snap things, which is great. So you can snap things to the left, and it'll allow you, which I think is a really cool feature. If you snap one thing to the left, it'll ask you what you want to snap to the right. So you don't have to search for the windows to snap back for the right. And I like how it regains its size that I had it to once you take it out of the snapping feature, which is fantastic. And it's a great feature. So overall, where do I think Windows 10 stands? I think it stands as a good upgrade. Windows and Microsoft have had a timeline of good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Back to like Windows 95, I think. It's like Windows 98, 2000, Me, which is meh. XP, fantastic. Vista, ugh. Windows 7, fantastic. Windows 8, ugh. Windows 10 is bound to be that next good step with Windows, and it looks like Microsoft is going to make this the final version, in that they're going to start focusing on this, making updates to it, improving it, rather than just releasing a new operating system in the next 5 or 6 years. I like that train of thought. I think it could make a tremendous operating system. It probably could bring Windows back into the popularity system. Yes, it's fantastically popular, but it has a track record of people using it because they kind of have to use it, or the applications that they have is only on it. I think it can come back strong into the market. So if you're somebody who has Windows 7 or Windows 8 and get the free upgrade to Windows 10, I would say go ahead and do it. I will caution you. I would wait another week or two to hear about the news, just so if there's any glaring problems that you don't upgrade to it and then are stuck with those problems and have to wait for Microsoft to fix them. So wait a week or two. See how everybody else gets it along. And then when it finally comes time to upgrade, if there's anything that you need to do to maybe make it better, or if you need to hold off. But, I would wait off if you're not one of those early developers who goes nose deep. This definitely is not going to be on any of my mission critical systems at this point. I want to make sure that it's rock solid, to make sure that nothing is glaring is going to break. Any of the applications that I use on a daily basis is not going to break. I don't want any of my mission critical systems that I use on a daily basis to not work, and then I'll be stuck having to find workarounds or having to wait for Microsoft to fix things. That's not how I want to do it. So if you're somebody who has mission critical systems, wait off a week. Other than that, though, feel free to upgrade. I think it's a worthy upgrade from both Windows 7 and Windows 8. Plus, it's a lot lighter on your system, and it's just the next step. It gets you a little bit more onto this system of being up to date and having the best of the best. So that's where I'll leave it. Those are my impressions. I will have how-to videos coming out starting probably tonight or tomorrow. We'll have tons of how-to videos. We will have a final review in probably a week or two with Windows 10 after I can sit down, start using it as a daily driver, and really take a look at how good the operating system is. I will get back to you guys and let you guys know, but for right now, it seems like a worthy upgrade, and I'll admit it, it looks good. There you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in our next video.